teach you? Is there a school this modish art to teach you? No need of lessons now, the knowing think. We might as well be taught to eat and drink. Law, cries my Lady Wormwood, who loves tattle and puts much salt and pepper in her prattle, just risen at noon, all night at cards while threshing strong tea and scandal. Oh, bless me, how refreshing give me the paper's list. Oh, how bold and free. Last night Lord L was caught with Lady D. So swift, so strong, the monster there's no gagging. Cut Scandal's head off, still the tongue is wagging. The house of Lady Sneer.
The paragraphs, you say, Mr. Snake, were all inserted?
They were, Ma'am. And as I copied them myself in a feigned hand, there can be no suspicion of whence they came.
Did you circulate the rumour of Lady Brickle's intrigue with Captain Bowstall?
I think it must reach Mrs. Clackett's ears within 24 hours, and then you know the business is as good as done.
Yes, truly, Mrs. Clackett has a very pretty talent. To my knowledge, she has been the cause of 6 matches being broken off, 3 sons disinherited, 4 forced elopements, and 2 divorces. And I have on more than one occasion traced her causing a tete-a-tete, when the 2 people had never seen each other's face before in the course of their lives.
She certainly has talents, but she wants that delicacy of tint and mellowness of sneer which distinguishes your ladyship's scandal.
You are partial, Snake.
Everybody allows that Lady Sneerwell can do more with a word or a look than many can with the most laboured detail, even when they happen to have a little truth on their side to support it.
True. And I am no hypocrite to deny the satisfaction I reap from the success of my efforts. Wounded myself in the early part of life by the envenomed tongue of slime, I confess I had since felt no greater pleasure than the reducing of others to the level of my own injured reputation.
Nothing can be more natural. But Lady Sneerwell, there is one affair wherein I confess I am at a loss to guess your motives.
I conceive you mean with respect to my neighbour, Sir Peter Teazle and his family.
I do. Here are 2 young men to whom Sir Peter has acted as a kind of guardian since their father's death. The eldest universally well spoken of, the youngest the most extravagant young fellow in the kingdom. The former, an avowed admirer of your ladyship's, and apparently your favourite. The latter attached to Maria, Sir Peter's ward, and confessedly beloved by her. Now, it is utterly unaccountable to me why you should not choose to close with Mr. Joseph's service, and more so, why you should be so uncommonly earnest to destroy the mutual attachment subsisting between his brother Charles and Maria.
Then at once to unravel this mystery. Mr. Joseph Surface's real attachment is to Maria, or to her fortune. But finding in his brother a favoured rival, he has been forced to mask his pretensions and profit by my assistance.
Yet still I am more puzzled as to why you should interest yourself in his success.
How dull you are. Must I confess that Charles, that libertine, that bankrupt in fortune, is the man for whom I would sacrifice everything.
Indeed. Yet how came you and Mr. Joseph so confidential?
For our mutual interests. I know him to be artful, selfish, and malicious. And yet, to Sir Peter Teazle, and indeed the rest of his acquaintance, he passes for a youthful miracle of prudence and benevolence.
Yet Sir Peter says he has not his equal in England, and above all, praises him as a man of sentiment.
And it is with his sentiment and hypocrisy that he has brought Sir Peter entirely into his interest as regards Maria, whilst poor Charles is not a friend in the house. Though I fear he has a powerful one in Maria's heart, against which we must direct our scheme. Mr. Joseph Surface,
My dear Lady Snowell, how do you do today? Mr. Snake, you're most obedient.
Oh, Snake has just been rallying me upon our mutual attachment, but I have informed him of our real views. You know how useful he has been to us. Believe me, the confidence is not ill-placed.
Madam, it is impossible for me to suspect a man of Mr. Snake's sensibility and discernment.
Well, well, no compliments now, but tell me, when did you last see your mistress Maria? Or, what is more material to me, your brother?
I have not seen either since I left you, but I can inform you that they never meet. Some of your stories have had a good effect on Maria.
Poor Charles.
True, madam. Notwithstanding his vices, one can't help feeling for him. Poor Charles. I'm sure I wish it were in my power to be of some essential service to him. For the man that does not share in the distresses of a brother, even though merited by his own misconduct, deserves...
Oh, Lud. You are going to be moral and forget you are amongst friends.
Egad, that's true. I'll keep that sentiment until I see Sir Peter.
Oh, Lady Snowell, here's more company coming. I'll go and copy the letter you mentioned. Mr. Surface, you're most obedient.
Sir, you're very devoted. Lady Snowell, I'm very sorry you put any further confidence in that fellow.
Why so?
I have lately detected him in frequent conference with Mistress Rowley, who has never, you know, been a friend of mine.
And do you think he would betray us?
Take my word for it, Lady Snowell. That fellow has enough virtue even to be faithful to his own villainy.
Ah,
Maria.
Maria, child. Oh, whatever's the matter?
There is that disagreeable lover of mine, Sir Benjamin Bathurst, has just ordered my guardians with his odious Uncle Crabtree. So I slipped out and ran hither to avoid them.
But my dear, what has Sir Benjamin done that you would avoid him so?
He has done nothing, but as for what he has said, his conversation is a perpetual libel on all his acquaintance.
Aye, and the worst of it is there's no advantage in not knowing him, for he'll abuse a stranger just as soon as his best friend. And his uncle's as bad.
But we must make allowances. Well, Sir Benjamin is a wit and a poet.
For my part, madam, I confess, wit loses its respect with me when I see it in company with malice. What do you think, Mr. Surface?
Certainly, madam. To smile at the jest that plants a thorn in another's breast is to become a principal in the mischief.
Oh, there's no possibility of being witty without a little ill nature. The malice of a good thing is the balm that makes it sting. What's your opinion, Mr. Surface?
To be sure, madam, that conversation where the spirit of raillery is suppressed will ever appear tedious and insipid.
I'll not debate how far scandal may be allowable, but in a man I am sure it is always contemptible. We have pride, envy, rivalship, and 1,000 other motions to depreciate each other, but the male slanderer must have the cowardice of a woman before he can traduce one. Madam, Mrs. Candour is below.
Show her up. Now, Maria, here is a character to your taste. For although Mrs. Candour may be a little talkative, everyone allows her to be the best-natured and best sort of woman.
Yes, with a very gross affectation of good nature and benevolence. She does more mischief than the direct malice of old Crabtree.
In faith, that's true, Lady Snowell. Whenever I hear the current running against the characters of my friends, I never think them in such danger as when Candour undertakes their defence.
Hush, here she comes, my dear Lady Sneerwell. How have you been this century?
Mr. Surface, what news do you hear? Though indeed it is of no matter, for I think one hears nothing else but scandal.
Just so indeed, ma'am.
Maria, child, what? Is the whole affair off between you and Charles? His extravagant
extravagance, I presume. The town talks of nothing else.
I am very sorry, Ma'am. The town has so little to do.
Very true, child, but there's no stopping people's tongues.
It is strangely impertinent of people to busy themselves so.
True, child, but how will you prevent people from talking? Why? 'Twas only yesterday I heard Miss Gadabout had eloped with Sir Philip Reefers.
Such reports are highly scandalous.
So they are, child. Shameful. No character escapes. My lord, now, who would have suspected your friend Miss Prim of an indiscretion?
I'll answer for it. There are no grounds for that
Or
report.
of Mrs. Festino's affair with Colonel Casino?
The license of invention some people take is monstrous indeed.
It is so, but in my opinion, those who report such things are equally culpable.
To be sure they are, child. Tale bearers are as bad as the tale makers. But how will you prevent people from talking? Well, today, Mrs. Clackett told me that Mr. and Mrs. Honeymoon have become mere man and wife like the rest of their acquaintance. She likewise hinted that a certain widow in the next street had got rid of her dropsy and recovered her shape in a most surprising manner. And at the same time, Miss Tattle, who was by, affirmed that Lord Buffalo had discovered his lady in a house of no extraordinary fame, and that Sir Harry Bouquet and Tom Saunter were to measure swords on a similar provocation. But Lord, now, do you think I would report these things? No, tale-bearers, as I said before, are as bad as the tale-makers.
Ah, Mrs. Candor, if everybody had your forbearance and good nature.
I confess, Mr. Surface, I cannot bear to hear people attacked behind their backs. By the by, I hope 'tis not true your brother is absolutely ruined.
I'm afraid his circumstances are very bad indeed, ma'am.
I had heard so, but you must tell him to keep up his spirits. Mr. Crabtree and Sir Benjamin Backbite. Ah, Maria, your lover pursues you. No, positively you shall not escape.
Ladies, now will I kiss your hand. Mrs. Candor, I don't believe you're acquainted with my nephew, Sir Benjamin Backbite. Gad, he's a pretty good, and a pretty poet too, isn't he, ladies?
My uncle.
There, Gad, it's true. Has your ladyship heard the epigram you wrote last week on Lady Frizzle's ever catching fire?
I wonder, Sir Benjamin, that you never publish anything.
To speak truth, ma'am, 'tis very vulgar to print. And as my little productions are mostly satires and lampoons on particular people, I find they circulate more by giving copies in confidence to the friends of the parties.
Oh, but ladies, have you heard the news?
What, sir, do you mean the report of...
No, Mom, that's not it. Miss Nicely is going to be married to her own footman.
Impossible!
Ask Sir Benjamin.
'Tis very true indeed, ma'am.
Yes, and they do, sir. There were pressing reasons for it.
I have heard something of this before.
It can't be. I wonder that anybody should believe such a story or so prudent a lady as Miss Nice.
Oh, Lord, ma'am, that's the very reason 'twas believed at once.
I'll go and offer my assistance. But who knows what her situation may be? You know, Sir Benjamin, very trifling circumstances often give rise to the most injurious tales.
That they do on this war, Mom. Did you ever hear how Miss Letitia Piper came to lose her love and her character last summer at Tunbridge?
No. How was it, Fred?
Why, one evening at Mrs. Ponto's assembly, conversation apt to turn on the breeding Nova Scotia sheep in this country. Says a young woman in company, Miss Letitia Piper had a Nova Scotia sheep that produced her twins. What, cries the Lady Dowager of Dungeons in new nose and left toast. Has Miss Piper had twins? Ah, this mistake threw the whole company into a fit of laughter. However, 'twas the next morning everywhere reported that Miss Letitia Piper had actually been brought to bed of a fine boy and a girl. And in less than a week, there was some who could name the father and the farm where the babies were put to nurse.
Strange indeed.
Matter of fact, I assure
sir?
He has been in the East Indies a long time. You can scarcely remember him, I believe. Sad comfort whenever he does return to hear how your brother is all on.
Charles has been imprudent, sir, to be sure. But I hope no busy people have already prejudiced Sir Oliver against him.
For my part, again, I never believed him to be so utterly void of principle as people say. And though he has lost all his friends, I am told nobody is better spoken of by the Jews.
That's true again, nephew. No man more popular there. For Gad, I hear he pays more endurances than the Irish Thomas Macumer. And when he's sick, they hold prayers for the recovery of his health in all the synagogues.
Their manners is intolerable. I must wish you a good morning, Lady Snailwell. I'm not very well.
Oh dear, she changes colour there.
Oh, it was nothing but that she could not bear to hear Charles reflected upon.
The young lady's penchant is obvious.
But Benjamin, you must not give up the pursuit for that. Follow her and put her into a good humour. Come, I'll assist you.
Oh, Mr. Sutts, I did not mean to hurt you, but depend upon it, your brother is utterly undone.
Oh, lovely. Undone as ever a man was. Can't rent a guinea.
And everything sold, I'm told, that's movable.
I have seen one who was at his house. Nothing left but some empty bottles and a heavy picture.
I'm very sorry also to hear some bad stories against him.
Oh, he has done some mean things, that's certain.
But however, as is your brother,
We'll tell you all. Another opportunity. Come, nephew.
Tis very hard for them to leave a subject they have not quite run down.
And I believe the abuse was no more acceptable to your ladyship than Maria.
I doubt her affections are further engaged than we imagine. But the family are to be here tonight, so you may as well dine where you are, and we shall have opportunity of observing further. In the meantime, I shall go and plot mischief. You shall study sentiment.
Of Sir Peter Teasle.
When an old bachelor marries a young wife, what is he to expect? It is now 6 months since Lady Teasle made me the happiest of men. And I've been the most miserable dog ever since. We tiffed a little going to church, and had fairly quarrelled before the bells had done ringing. I was more than once nearly choked with gall during the honeymoon, and had lost all comfort in life before my friends had done wishing me joy. And yet I chose with caution. A young girl bred wholly in the country, who never knew luxury beyond one silk gown. Yet now, she plays her part in all the extravagant fopperies of the fashion and the town. I am sneered at by all my acquaintance, paragraphed in the newspapers. She dissipates my fortune and contradicts all my humours. But the worst thing is, I doubt I love her, or I should never bear all this. However, I shall never be weak enough to own it.
Oh, Sir Peter, how is it with you?
Very bad, Mistress Rowley, very bad. I meet with nothing but crosses and vexations.
Oh, what can have happened to trouble you since yesterday?
A good question to a married man.
Come, Sir Peter. You love Lady Teasle. Notwithstanding your tempers don't exactly agree.
Yeah, but the fault is entirely hers, Mistress Rowley. I myself am the sweetest tempered man alive, and I hate a teasing temper. And so I tell her 100 times a day.
Indeed.
Aye. And what is very extraordinary, in all our disputes, she is always in the wrong. That Lady Snailwell and the set she meets with at her house encourage the perverseness of her disposition. And then, to complete my vexation, Maria, my ward, absolutely refuses the man I have long resolved on for her husband, meaning, I suppose, to bestow herself on his profligate brother.
You know, Sir Peter, I have always taken the liberty of differing with you on the subject of these two young gentlemen. I only hope you may not be deceived in your opinion of the elder.
Mistress Rowley, I was never mistaken in my life. Joseph is indeed a model for the young men of the age. He is a man of sentiment. As for the other, well, if he had any grain of virtue, he has dissipated it along with the rest of his inheritance. My old friend Sir Oliver will be deeply mortified.
Well, I am very sorry to hear you so violent against Charles, because I have news that will surprise you.
What? Let me hear.
Sir Oliver is arrived and at this moment in town.
Oh, you astonish me. Egad! I shall rejoice to see my old friend again. 'Tis 15 years since we met. What? Does he still enjoin us not to inform his nephews of his arrival?
Most strictly, he means to make some trial of their disposition.
There needs no art to discover their merits. But egad, does he know I am married?
Yes, and will soon wish you joy.
Ah, as we wish a health to a friend in a consumption. Sir Oliver will laugh at me. We used to rail at matrimony together, and he has remained steady to his text. But, Mistress Rowley, don't drop a word that Lady Teazle and I ever disagree, for I should never be able to stand Noel's jokes. So I will have him think, Lord forgive me, that we are a very happy couple.
I understand you. Oh, but then you must be very careful not to differ while he is in the house with you.
Egad, that's true. And that's impossible. When an old bachelor marries a young wife, he deserves it. No, the crime carries its punishment along with it. Lady Teazle, I'll not bear it.
Sir Peter, you may bear it or not, as you please. But I ought to have my own way in everything. And what's more, I will too. Although I was educated in the country, I know very well that women of fashion in London are accountable to nobody after they are married.
What? Sir, is a husband to have no influence? No authority?
Authority? No, to be sure. If you wanted authority over me, you should have adopted me and not married me. I'm sure you were old enough.
Old enough? Aye, there it is. Well, Lady Teazle, though my life may be made unhappy by your temper, I will not be ruined by your extravagance.
My extravagance? I'm sure I'm not more extravagant than women of fashion ought to be.
Life, madam! To spend as much to furnish a dressing room with flowers in winter as would suffice to turn Caldecott Castle into a greenhouse.
Am I to blame, Sir Peter, because flowers are dear in cold weather? You should find fault with the climate, not with me. For my part, I wish it was spring all year round, when the roses grew under our feet.
Fools, madam. If you had been born to this, I shouldn't wonder at your speaking thus. But you forget what your situation was when I married you.
No, I don't. It was a very disagreeable one, or else I should never have married you.
Yes. You were then in somewhat a humbler style. The daughter of a plain country squire. And what have I done for you? I have made you a woman of fashion, of fortune, of rank. In short, I have made you my wife.
Well then, there is but one thing more you can make me to add to the obligation. And that is...
My widow, I suppose. Yes, well, I thank you, but don't flatter yourself. For though your ill conduct may disturb my peace, it will never break my heart, I promise you. However, I am equally obliged to you for the hint.
Now why will you endeavour to make yourself so disagreeable to me? And thwart me in every little elegant expense?
Life, madam! Had you any of these little elegant expenses when you married me?
Lord, Sir Peter, would you have to be out of the fashion?
Oh, the fashion indeed. Zoons, madam, what had you to do with the fashion before you married me?
For my part, now, Davy Jangle. I presume I may go to my engagement with Lady Sneerwell.
There's another precious circumstance. A charming set of acquaintance you have made there.
Nay, Sir Peter. They are all people of Branham fortune, and remarkably tenacious of reputation.
Oh, yes, they get tenacious with a vengeance. Those utterers of forged tales, coiners of scandal, and clippers of reputation.
What? Would you restrain the freedom of speech?
Oh. They have made you just as bad as anyone in the society.
Why, I believe I do bear a part with a tolerable grace. But I vow I bear no malice against the people I've used. When I say an ill-natured thing, it's out of pure good humour. And I take it for granted they deal exactly in the same manner with me. But, Sir Peter, you know, you promised to come to Lady Sneerwell's too.
Well, I'll call in, just to look after my own character.
Oh, then indeed you must make haste after me, or you'll
Fed
be
and
too
ducking
late.
underneath your bloody camera. I'm going to come out through the back door now.
Goodbye to you.
So, I have gained much by my intended expostulation. Yet with what a charming air she contradicts everything I say. How pleasingly she shows her contempt for my authority. Well, I can't make her love me. There is great satisfaction in quarreling with her. And I think she has never seen to such advantage as when she does everything in her power to plague me.
The house of Lady Sneerwell. Nay, positively we will hear it.
Yes, the epigram by all means.
Well, but ladies, you must know that one day last week, Lady Betty Colourful desired me to write some verses about her ponies, upon which I took out my pocketbook and in one moment produced the following. Sure never was seen two such beautiful ponies. Other horses are clowns, but these macaronis. To give them this title, I'm sure I can't be wrong. Their legs are so slim, their tails are so long.
Down in the smack of the whip, and on horseback.
Have a cottage. Ladies, I trust we shall see Sir Peter.
No, I believe he'll wait upon your ladyship present.
Get up.
Oh, Maria, my love, you look brave. Come, you shall sit at cards with Mr. Surface.
I take very little pleasure in cards. However, I'll do as you please. I am surprised that Mr. Surface should sit down with her. Well, I thought he would have engaged this opportunity of speaking to me before Sir Peter came. Now you are so scandalous, I shall forswear your society. What's the matter, Mrs. Cantor? They'll not allow Miss Vermilion to be handsome.
Oh, but surely she is a pretty woman.
She has a charming, fresh colour. Yes, when it is fresh put on. Oh, fine. I'll swear her colour is natural. I have seen it come and go. I dare swear you have, Ma. It goes off at night and comes again in the morning.
Very true, Ma. It not only comes and goes, but what's more, egad, her maid can fetch and carry it.
How I hate to hear you talk so. But surely you'll allow her sister is, or was, very handsome.
Who? Mrs. Evergreen? Oh, no. She's 6 and 50. She's an hour.
Now, positively, you wrong her. 52 or 53 at the utmost. I don't think she looks more.
Ah, there's no judging by her looks unless one could see her face.
Well, well, if Mrs. Evergreen does strive to repair the ravages of time, you must allow she effects it with great ingenuity, which is surely better than the careless manner in which the widow Ochre corks her wrinkles.
Hey, now, Lady Sneerwell, you are severe upon the widow. It is not that she paints so ill, but when she has finished, she joins so badly to her neck that she looks like a mended statue, in which the connoisseur sees at once that the head is modern, though the trunk is antique.
Well said, nephew.
Well, you make me laugh, but I vow I hate you for it.
I see you can be a little severe.
In defence of a friend, it is but justice. But here comes Sir Peter to spoil our pleasantry.
Ladies, you're most obedient. Mercy on me, here is the whole set. The character dead at every word, I suppose.
I am rejoiced you are come, Sir Peter. They have been so censorious, and Lady Teasle as bad as anyone.
Oh, that must be very distressing to you, Mrs. Candor, I dare swear.
They allow good qualities to nobody, not even good nature to our friend Miss Percy. What? The fat dowager who was at Mrs. Quadrill's last night? Nay, her bulk is her misfortune. And when she takes such pains to get rid of it, you ought not to reflect on her.
That's very true indeed.
Yes, I know. She almost lives on acids in small way. Laces herself by pulleys. Often, in the hottest noon in summer, you may see her on a little squat pony, her hair plaited up behind her like a drummer's, and puffing round the ring on a full trot. I thank you, Lady Teasle, for defending her.
Oh, yes, a good defence, truly.
For my part, I own I cannot bear to hear a friend ill spoken of.
No, to be sure.
I never will join in ridiculing a friend, and so I constantly tell my cousin Ogle, and you know what pretensions she has to be critical on beauty.
Oh, to be sure. She has herself the oddest countenance I've ever seen. It is a collection of features from all the different countries of the globe.
So she has indeed. An Irish front,
Caledonian rock,
Dutch nose,
Austrian lips,
complexion of a Spaniard.
and teeth a la chinois.
In short, her face resembles a table d'hôte at Spa, where no two guests are of a nation.
Or a congress at the close of a general war, wherein all the members, even to her eyes, appear to have a different interest, and her nose and her chin are the only parties likely to join with them.
Mercy on my life, a person they dine with twice a week.
Oh, go. You are a couple of provoking toads.
Nay, but I vow you shall not carry the laugh off, so forgive me leave to say that Mrs. Ogle...
Madam, I beg your pardon. There's no stopping these good gentlemen's tongues. But when I tell you, Mrs. Candor, that the lady they are abusing is a particular friend of mine, I hope you'll not take her part.
Well said, Sir Peter. But you are a cruel creature. Too phlegmatic yourself for a jest, and too peevish to allow wit in others.
Madam, true wit is more nearly allied to good nature than your ladyship is aware of.
True, Sir Peter. I believe they are so near akin that they can never be united.
Or rather, madam, suppose them to be man and wife, because one seldom sees them together.
But Sir Peter is such an enemy to scandal. I believe he would have it put down by Parliament.
You lud, Sir Peter. Would you deprive us of our privilege?
Aye, madam. And then no person should be permitted to kill characters and run down reputation. But qualified old maids and disappointed widows.
Go! You monster!
But surely now, Sir Peter, you would not be quite so severe on those who only report what they hear.
Oh, yes, madam, I would have law motion for them too.
Well, for my part, I believe there never was a scandalous tale without some foundation.
9 out of 10 of the malicious inventions are founded on some ridiculous misrepresentation.
Come! Shall we sit down to cards in the next room? Sir Peter, will you not join us?
Your ladyship must forgive me. I have private business to attend to. But I leave my character behind me.
Well, certainly, Lady Teasle, that lord of yours is a strange being. And I could tell you some stories of him would make you laugh heartily, if he were not your husband.
Oh, pray, don't mind that. Come, let's hear it.
Maria, I see you have no satisfaction in this society.
How is it possible I should? Iterate, malicious smiles of the infirmities or misfortunes of those who never injured us be the province of wit or humour. Oh, heaven grants me a double portion of dullness.
Yet they seem more ill-natured than they are. They Certainly, madam. It has always been a sentiment of mine that to propagate a malicious truth wantonly is more despicable than to falsify from revenge. But can you, Maria, feel thus for others and be unkind to me alone? Is hope to be denied the tenderest passion?
Why will you distress me by renewing this subject?
Oh, Maria, you would not treat me thus, but that I see that profligate Charles is still a favourite rival.
Ungenerously urged. But whatever my sentiments are towards that unfortunate young man, be assured I shall not feel more bound to give him up because his distresses have lost him the regard even of a brother.
Nay, Maria, do not leave me with a frown. By all that's honest, I swear. Egad, here's Lady Teazle. No, you shall not. No, you must not. For though I have the greatest regard for Lady Teazle,
Lady Teazle?
yet were Sir Peter to suspect...
What is this, pray? Do you take her for me? A child, you are wanted in the next room. What is all this, pray?
Oh, the most unlucky circumstance in nature. Maria has somehow suspected the tender concern I have for your happiness and threatened to acquaint Sir Peter with her suspicions. I was just endeavouring to reason with her when you came in.
Indeed. But you seem to adopt a very tender mode of reasoning. Do you usually argue on your knees?
Oh, she's a child, and I thought a little bombast. But, tell me, Lady Teazle, when are you to give me your judgment on my library, as you promised?
No. No, I begin to think it would be imprudent. And you know, I admit you as a lover, no farther than fashion sanctions.
True. A mere platonic Sisyphio, what every wife is entitled to.
Certainly one must not be out of the fashion. However, although Sir Peter's ill humour may vex me so, it shall never provoke me
To the only revenge in your power. Well, I applaud your moderation.
Go! You are an insinuating wretch. But we shall be missed. Let us join the company.
But we had better not return together.
Well, don't stay. For Maria shan't come to hear any more of your reasoning. I promise you.
What a curious dilemma my politics have run me into. At first, I only intended to ingratiate myself with Lady Teazle so that she might not be my enemy with Maria. But I have, I don't know how, become her serious lover. Sincerely, I begin to wish I had not made such a great point of gaining so very good a character. It has run me into so many cursed rogueries that I doubt that I shall be exposed at last.
The house of Sir Peter Teazle.
So what? My friend is married, eh? A young wife out of the country? That he should have stood bluff to old bachelor for so long and sink into husband at last.
But you must not rally him on the subject, Sir Oliver. 'Tis a tender point, I assure you, though he has been married only 7 months.
And then he has been just half a year on the stool of repentance. Poor Peter. But you say he has entirely given up Charles?
His prejudice against him is astonishing, and greatly added to, I believe, by a jealousy of him with Lady Teazle, which he has been industriously led into by a scandalous society in this neighbourhood who have contributed not little to Charles's ill name.
I know there are a set of malicious, prating, crude gossips and murder character to kill time. But I'm not to be prejudiced against my nephew, my such, I promise you. No, Mr. Shirley. Shall I forget when I was in his years myself? My brother and I were neither of us very cruel.
Well, Charles may yet be a credit to his family. Oh, but here comes Sir Peter.
Oh, yes, here he does. Oh, goodness me, he's mighty altered. I mean, he seems to wear a settled married look. One may read husband in his face at this
Oh, my old friend Sir Oliver, welcome to England 1,000 times.
Oh, thank you, Sir Peter, in faith. I'm glad to find you well, believe me.
Oh, this is so long since the event. 15 years, I doubt, Sir Oliver.
Aye. But what? I find you're married, eh? Well. Can't be helped. And so I wish you joy with all my heart.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Oliver. Yes, I have entered into the happy state. But we won't talk of that now.
Oh, true, Sir Peter. Old friends should not begin on grievances at first meeting.
Care, pray, sir.
Well, so, one of my nephews is a wild fellow, eh?
Wild. He is a lost young man indeed. However, his brother Joseph is indeed everything a youth should be. Everybody in the world speaks well of him.
I'm very sorry to hear it. He has too good a character to be an honest fellow. Everybody speaks well of him. Sure, then he has bowed as low to knaves and fools as to the honesty, the integrity of genius and virtue.
Nay, Sir Oliver. 'Tis edification to hear him converse. He professes the noblest sentiments.
Oh, plain with his sentiments. He salutes me with a scrap of morality in his mouth. I should be sick directly. No, Sir Peter, I don't mean to defend Charles's error. Before I form my judgment of either of them, I intend to make a trial of their hearts. And my friend Mr. Shirley and I have planned something for the purpose.
And Sir Peter shall own, for once, he has been mistaken.
Come, we'll tell you of our scheme.
How long then?
Don't, Sir Peter, be so severe on your old friend's son. Odds my life, I'm not sorry that he's run out of the course a little. For my part, I hate to see prudence clinging to the green suck of the guilt. It is like ivy round a sapling, spoils the growth of the tree.
10 minutes later.
Yeah, but how is this, Mistress Rowley? I don't quite see the jet of your scheme.
Why, sir, this Mr. Stanley, whom I was speaking of, has been ruined by a series of undeserved misfortunes. He has applied by letter to Mr. Joseph and to Charles. From the former, he has received nothing, while Charles has done everything his extravagance has left him power to do, endeavouring to raise a sum of money.
Ah! He's my brother's son.
Well. But how is Sir Oliver personally to merit?
Why, sir, I will inform Charles and his brother that Stanley has obtained permission to apply personally to his friend. Well, as they've neither of them ever seen him, let Sir Oliver assume his character, and he will have their opportunity of judging at least the benevolence of their disposition.
Well, make the trial if you please. But where is this fellow whom you've brought for Sir Oliver to examine relative to Charles's affairs?
He is here, and nobody can give him better intelligence. This Sir Oliver is one Moses, who has done everything in his power to bring your nephew to a proper sense of his extravagance.
But pray, I should you suppose he will speak the truth?
Oh, I have convinced him that he has no chance of recovering certain sums advanced to Charles, but through the bounty of Sir Oliver, who he knows is arrived. I also have another evidence in my power, one Mr. Snake, whom I detected in a matter little short of forgery.
Yes, I have heard too much on that subject.
Oh, here comes the honest Israelite. This is Sir Oliver.
Now, I understand you lately had great dealings with my nephew, Charles.
Yes, Sir Oliver, I have done all I could for him, but he was ruined before he came to me for assistance.
That was unlucky, truly.
Yes, sir, this very evening I was to have brought him a gentleman from the city who does not know him and will, I believe, advance him some money.
What? And the Charles has never had money from before?
Yes, sir, Mr. Premium of Cratchit's Friars, formerly a broker.
Egad. Sir Oliver, a thought strikes me. Charles, you say, does not know Mr. Premium?
Not at all.
Now then, Sir Oliver, you may have a better chance of satisfying yourself than by an old romancing tale of a poor relation. Go with my friend Moses and represent premium. And then I'll answer for it. You'll see your nephew in all his glory.
Yeah, I like this idea better than the other. And I may visit Joseph afterwards at Old Stanley.
Yeah, true, so you may.
Well, this is taking Charles at something of a disadvantage.
Oh.
However, Moses, you understand Sir Oliver and will be faithful.
You may depend upon me.
Sure. I'll accompany you as soon as you may, Moses. Oh, but I forgot one thing. How the plague shall I be able to pass for a Jew?
There's no need. The principal is Christian.
Is he? Very sorry to hear it. But then, ain't I rather too smartly dressed to look like a moneylender?
Not at all. It would not be out of character if you went in your own carriage, would it, Moses?
Not in the least.
But then how should I speak? There's certainly some kind of usury or mode of treating I ought to know.
Yeah, there's not much to learn. The main point, as I take it, is to be exorbitant enough in your demands, eh, Moses?
Yes, that's a very great point.
Well, I'll ask him 8 or 10% on the loan at least.
If you ask him no more than that, you shall be discovered immediately.
Eh? What the plague? Well, how much then?
Well, that depends on the circumstances. If he is not very anxious for the supply, you should require only 40 or 50%. But if he is in great distress and wants the monies very bad, you should ask double.
A good honest trade to learn in, Sir Oliver.
Truly, I think so, and not unprofitable.
And then, you know, you don't have the monies yourself, but are required to borrow them off an old friend.
Oh, I borrowed them off a friend.
And your friend is an unconscionable dog. But you can't help that.
And my friend is an unconscionable dog.
Yes, and he himself does not have the monies by him, but he's forced to sell stock at a great loss.
Oh, he's forced to sell stock at a great loss, is he? Well, that's very kind of him.
Their faith, Sir Oliver. Oh, Mr. Premium, I mean, you'll soon be master of the trade.
So, well, Moses shall give me further instructions as we go together.
You will not have much time, for your nephew lives hard by.
Oh, never fear. My tutor appears so able that though Charles were to live in the next street, it must be my fault if I'm not a complete rogue before I turn the corner.
So now I think Sir Oliver will be convinced. You are partial, Rowley. You would have prepared Charles for the other plot.
Oh, upon my word, Sir Peter.
Well. Go and bring me this snake. I'll hear what you have to say presently. I see Maria and I want to speak with her. Oh. How happy I should be if I could be convinced that my suspicions of Lady Teasle and Charles were unjust. I've not yet tackled my friend Joseph on this subject. I'm determined I will do it. He will give me his opinion sincerely. Child. Has not Mr. Joseph returned with you?
No, sir, he was engaged.
Well, Maria, do you not reflect? The more you converse with that amiable young man, what return his partiality for you deserves.
Indeed, Sir Peter, you compel me to declare that I know no man who has ever shown me a particular attention who I would not prefer to Mr. Joseph.
So here's perverseness. Oh, no, Maria, it is Charles only you would prefer. It is evident his vices and follies have won your heart.
This is unkind, sir. You know I have obeyed you in neither seeing nor corresponding with him. I have heard enough to convince me that he is unworthy my regard. Yet my heart suggests some pity for his distresses.
Oh, well, pity him as much as you please. But give your heart and your hand to a worthier object.
Never to his brother.
So, go, perverse and obstinate. But take care, madam. You've never yet known what the authority of a guardian is. Don't compel me to inform you of it.
You only say, you shall not have just cause. 'Tis true, by my father's will, I am bound for a short period to regard you as his substitute. But must cease to think you so, when you would compel me to be miserable.
Was ever man so vexed as I am? Everything conspiring to vex me. God, had not been married a fortnight before her father, a hale and hearty man, died. On purpose, I believe, for the pleasure of plaguing me with the care of his daughter. No, here comes my helpmate, I should be if I could tease her into loving me, though but a little.
Love, Sir Peter. I hope you haven't been quarrelling with Maria. It is not using me well to be ill-humoured when I am not by.
My dear Lady Teasel, you might have the power to make me good-humoured at all times.
Oh, I'm sure I wish I had. For I want to be in a charming, sweet temper at this moment. Do be good-humoured now and let me have £200, will you?
£200? Ain't that to be in a good humour without paying for it? But speak to me thus, and if faith there's nothing I could refuse you, you shall have it. But shall we always live thus?
If you please. I'm sure I don't care how soon we leave off quarrelling, provided you'll own you were tired first.
Well then, let our future contest be. Who shall be most obliging?
I assure you, Sir Peter, good nature becomes you. Oh, you look now as you did before we were married. When you used to tell me stories of what a gallant you were in your youth. And chucked me under the chin, you would. And asked me if I thought I could love an old fellow who would deny me nothing.
Ah, yes. You were as kind and attentive.
Aye, so I was. And would always take your part. When my acquaintance used to abuse you and turn you into ridicule.
Indeed.
Aye. And when my I have always defended you. And said I didn't think you so ugly by any means. And I dared say you make a very good sort of husband.
And you prophesied right. And now we shall be the happiest couple.
And never differ again.
No, never. Though at the same time, indeed, my dear Lady Teasel, you must watch your temper very seriously. For in all our disputes, my dear, if you recollect, my love, you always began first.
I beg your pardon. My dear Sir Peter. You know, you always gave the provocation.
Now see, my angel. Now take care. Contradicting isn't the way to keep friends.
Then don't you begin it, my love.
Now you don't perceive, my life, that you're now doing the very thing which you know always makes me angry.
Nay, if you will be angry without any reason, my dear.
Now you want to quarrel again.
No, I'm sure I don't. But if you will be so peevish.
Ah, there, now, there. Who begins first?
Why, you, to be sure. I said nothing. But there's no bear in your temper.
No, madam, the fault is in your own temper.
You are just what my cousin Sophie said you would be.
Your cousin Sophie is a forward, impertinent gypsy.
You are a great bear, I'm sure, to abuse my relation.
Oh, now may all the praise of marriage be doubled on me if ever I try to be friends with you anymore.
So much the better.
No, 'tis plain you never cared a pin for me. And I was a madman to marry you, a pert, rural coquette.
And I am sure I was a fool to marry you. An old, dangling bachelor. Who was single at 50.
You never had such an offer before?
No. Didn't I refuse Sir Timmy Terrier? So everybody said would have been a better match. For his estate was just as good as yours. And he has broke his neck since we have married.
Very well, madam, I have done. I now believe you capable of everything that is bad, madam. Yes, madam, I now believe the reports relative to you and Charles, madam.
Take care, Sir Peter. I'll not be suspected without cause, I promise you.
Very well, madam. I shall make an example of myself for the benefit of all old bachelors. Let us separate, madam.
Agreed. Agreed. And now, my dear Sir Peter, we are of a mind once more
but she shan't keep her temper!
Charles Service's house. Wait here, Master Moses. Oh, hang on, what's that gentleman's name?
Oh, Mr. Moses, what is my name?
Mr. Premium.
Premium, right.
Sure, this is my brother's house.
Yes, sir. Mr. Charles Forthwell, Mr. Joseph, with all the pictures and furniture, etc., just as the old gentleman left it. Sir Peter thought it a great piece of extravagance in him.
Mind, the other's economy in selling it was the more reprehensible by half.
My master says you must wait here, gentlemen. He's got company with him and can't speak to you yet.
If he knew who it was wanting to see him, perhaps he would not send such a message.
Oh, yes, he knows you're here, sir. I didn't forget little Premium. No.
Very well, then. What, pray, sir, may be your name?
Oh, Tripp, sir. My name is Tripp. At your service.
Yes, well then, Mr. Tripp, you have a pleasant enough place here, I guess?
Oh, yes. Here, 3 or 4 of us pass our time agreeably enough. But then our wages are sometimes a little in arrears, and they're never so great either, but £50 a year. Apropos to that, Moses, have you been able to get me that little bill discounted?
He wants to borrow money too, mercy on me.
'Twas not to be done indeed, Mr. Tripp.
Oh, good luck. You surprised me. Well, my friend Rush has endorsed it. And I thought when he put his name on the back of the bill, it was as good as cash.
No, 'twouldn't do.
Oh, a small sum, Moses, but £20. Hark, do you think you couldn't get it me by way of an annuity?
Annuity? Footman raised money by way of annuity. Well done. Luxury again.
Yours again, Bumper.
This way, gentlemen.
If the man did a shadow master, this is the temple of discipline.
There is the great degeneracy of our age. Many of our acquaintance have taste, spirit, and politeness, the plague on them. They won't drink, apart from this lot down here.
It is so indeed, Charles. They give in to all the extravagant luxuries off the table, and they abstain from nothing but wine and wit. Oh, certainly society suffers by it intolerably. For now, instead of that social spirit and raillery, they used to mantle over a glass of bright burgundy. I don't know what that is. Their conversation has become just like the spa water they drink, with all the pertness and flatulence, champagne, with none of the spirit or flavour.
For my part again, I'm never so successful as when I'm a little merry. Let me throw on a bottle of champagne and I never lose. Well, at least I never feel my losses, which is the same thing. Oh, honest Moses! Mr. Premium. That's the gentleman's name, isn't it, Moses?
Yes, sir.
Sit down, Mr. Premium. Sit down, Moses. Glasses, Tripp. Mr. Premium, I'll give you a sentiment. What man can be a believer in love who is an abjurer of wine? Is the test by which the lover knows his own heart. Fill a dozen bumpers to a dozen beauties, and she that floats atop is the maid that has bewitched you.
Hey, come on, Charles. Be honest and give us your real favourite.
Bumpers, you rogues, bumpers. Mariah.
Mariah who?
Damn the surname. It's too formal to be registered in Love's calendar. But now, Mistress Bumper, a song, if you please.
Yeah, go on, Bumpy, give us a song.
Oh, egad, I will. And I'll give you the song instead of the lady. Here's to the maiden of bashful 50. Here's to the widow of 50. Here's to the flaunting extravagant. And here's to the housewife that's thrifty.
Let the toast pass,
drink to the last. I'll warrant she'll prove an excuse for that glass. Here's to the charmer. Here's to the maid who has none, sir. Here's to the wench with a pair of blue eyes. And here's to the nymph with but one, sir.
Let the toast pass,
you shan't. Mr. Premium is a stranger.
Oh, I wish I was well out of their company.
And if they don't drink, we don't sit down with them. Hey, come on, you rogues. Dice are in the next room. Hey, Charles. You join us when you finish your business for the gentleman?
I will.
Sir, this is Mr. Premium, a gentleman of the strictest honor and secrecy. Mr. Premium, this is...
Yeah! Not done, sir. My friend Moses is a very honest fellow, but a little slow at expression. He'll be an hour giving us our titles. Now, Mr. Premium, I am an extravagant young fellow who wants to borrow money. You, I take to be a prudent old fellow who has got the money to lend. Now, I am blockhead enough to give 50% sooner than not have it. You, I presume, are rogue enough to take 100 if you can get it. Now, sir, you see, we are acquainted at once and may proceed to business without further ceremony.
Exceeding frank, upon my word. I see, sir, you are not a man of many compliments. However, you are mistaken in one thing. I have no money to lend, but I believe I can procure some of a friend. But then, he's an unconscionable dog, isn't Oh, Mrs. Moses.
but you can't help that.
And must sell stock to accommodate you. Must be.
Yes, indeed. You know, I always tell the truth. It's scorn to tell a lie.
Right. People that tell the truth generally do. But, Mr. Premium, these are trifles. I know money isn't to be bought without being paid for.
Well, but what security can you give me? You no land, I suppose.
Not a molehill nor a twig.
Nor any stock, I presume?
Nothing but livestock. But that's only a few pointers at moment. But, Master Premium, I have a devilish rich uncle in the East Indies, Sir Oliver Surface, from whom I have the greatest expectations.
That you have a wealthy uncle, I have heard. Though how your expectations may turn out is more, I think, than you can tell.
There can be no doubt. They tell me I'm a prodigious favourite, and that he talks of leaving me everything.
Indeed! It's the first I've heard of it.
No, Moses knows this is true, don't you, Moses?
Oh, yes, I'll swear to it.
Egad, to that me believing presently I'm at Bengal.
I propose, Master Premium, if it's agreeable to you, a post of it on Sir Oliver's life. At the same time, the old fellow's been very liberal to me. I should be very sorry to hear anything happened to him.
Not more than I should, I assure you. But the bond you mentioned happens to be just the worst security you could offer me, for I've heard that he's as hale and healthy as any man of his years in Christendom.
Oh, no, again, you are misinformed. No. The climate has hurt him terribly. Poor Uncle Oliver is so much altered of late. His nearest relations don't know him.
No! So much older than ladies' nearest relatives don't know him. Egad!
You're glad to hear that, little Premium.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You know that mends your chance.
But I've heard he's coming over. Nay, some say he's actually arrived.
Oh, I must know better than you whether he's come or not. No, depend upon it, he's at this moment at Calcutta, isn't he, Moses?
Oh, yes, certainly.
Very true, as you say. You must know better than I. Now, I have it on pretty good authority, haven't I, Moses?
Yes, most undoubtedly.
But, sir, as I understand, you want a few hundreds immediately. Now, is there nothing you can dispose of?
How do you mean?
For instance, now, I've heard that your father left behind him a great quantity of massy old plate.
Oh, Lord, that's gone long ago.
All the family race cups and corporation bowls. But then, sir, it was supposed that his library was one of the most valuable and complete.
Yes, it was. So I thought it a shame to keep all that knowledge to myself.
Mercy on me. Learning that had run in the family like an heirloom. Pray, sir, what had become of the books?
You must ask the auctioneer, Master Premium.
So, nothing of the family property left, I suppose?
Not much indeed. Unless you've a mind to the family portraits of a room full of ancestors above.
Sure you would not sell your forefathers?
Well, every man of them to the best bidder.
What, all your great-uncles and aunts?
And my great-grandfathers and grandmothers too.
Now I give him up. What the plague? Have you no vows for your own kindred? Last night you take me for Shylock in the play that you would raise money off me on your own flesh and that.
My little broker.
We got two spoons. We start.
I'm coming closer because the lights are getting. So hopefully I can combat that by being closer. It might not work, it might just backfire and be a horrible, horrible mess. Well, you always got tomorrow night. Yeah, Sunday night. Well, I'll get around one.
Gentlemen, here they are. The family of the surfaces.
And in my opinion, a goodly collection.
Aye, aye. These are done in the true spirit of portrait painting, all flat and awkward as the originals. And like nothing in human nature besides.
Ah, we shall never see such figures of men again.
I hope not. Master Premium, you see what a domestic character I am. Here I sit of an evening surrounded by my family. Now, careless, now you may knock down my ancestors.
What an unnatural rogue.
Go in! Go in! Go in!
Now this now. It's my great uncle, Sir Richard Rabelais. He fought in all the Duke of Marlborough's wars and got this cut under his eye at the Battle of Malplaquet. What do you say, Master Premium? There is a hero. What do you bid?
Mr. Premium would have you speak.
Oh, why then, he shall have him for,
A tenner!
£10.
What's the only? His famous Uncle Richard for £10. Very well, I'll take him at that.
Apparently Uncle Richard should be 50, but we'll leave it at 10. Careless, knock down my Uncle Richard.
Yay!
Can't remember, this is 1780.
Now this now is my great Aunt Deborah. When she was younger, here she is, you see, a shepherdess. We'll have her for £5.
10!
Oh, £5.10. Sheep is worth the money.
Poor Deborah. A woman who put such a value on herself. £5.10. She's mine.
Careless, look down my Aunt Deborah.
It's a good bargain.
You can bring that with you. Bring it with you if you want. Bring that with you.
Good one for me and all.
This now is a great grandfather of my mother's. Learned judge, well known on the Western Circuit. What do you rate him at, Moses?
4 guineas.
Good God.
4 guineas? Gad's life, you don't bid me the price of his wig. Come, Master Premium, do let us knock his lordship down at, 15.
By all means.
Go!
Thank you, Your Lordship. May I? We'll soon find out. Probably. Yes, now. These are two very popular and very animated friends of his lordship. Tony and Peter Blair, Esquire. both members of Parliament.
And what is very extraordinary, I believe this is the first time they were ever bought or sold.
That is very extraordinary indeed. I'll take them at your own price, for the honour of Parliament.
Hey, well said, little premium. I'll knock them down for 40.
Thank you, Your Honour. This jolly fellow. I'm not quite sure what relation he was, but he was sitting mayor of Caldecott or something. Sitting mayor at £8.
No, 6 will do for the mayor.
Come now. Making 6 guineas, I'll throw you this alderman into the bargain.
They're mine.
Careless, knock down the mayor and the alderman. Oh, get that chain back. The chain. Don't forget the chain.
Oh, but plague on it.
We shall be all day retailing in this manner. Give us £300 for the rest of the family.
Well, anything to accommodate you. They're mine. But there's one portrait that you've always passed over.
What? That ill-looking little fellow.
Yes, sir. Though I don't think him so ill-looking a fellow by any means.
That is my Uncle Oliver. It was done before he went to India.
Your Uncle Oliver? Yeah, then I think you'll never be friends, Charles. For that now to me is as sterner-looking rogue as ever I saw. An unforgiving eye and a damned disinherited countenance. An inveterate knave, depend on it. Did you think so, little premium?
On my soul, sir, I do not. I think it's as honest a face as any in this room. Dead or alive. But I imagine Uncle Oliver goes with the rest of the number.
No, hang it. I'm not part of poor Noel. The old fellow's been very good to me, and I'll keep his picture while I've a room to put it in.
The rogue's my nephew after all. But, sir, I take quite a fancy to that picture.
Oh, very sorry for it if you shan't have it. Oons, haven't you got enough of them?
I forgive him everything. But, sir, when I take a whim in my head, I don't value money. I'll give you as much for that as all the rest.
Oh, now, don't tease me, Master Broker. I'll not part with it, and that's an end of it.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it's my final answer.
Want to ask the audience?
Careless, should I call a friend?
No. Don't think you've got any left, Charles.
This is my final answer.
Well, then, I've done it. How like his father, the dog is. You know, I did not perceive it before, but I think I never saw such a striking resemblance. Well, here's a draft for your sum.
Just for £800.
You won't let Sir Oliver go?
Zoons, no, I tell you once more.
Well, then, never mind the difference. We'll balance that another time. Well, okay, give me a hand on the bargain.
God, this is a whimsical old fellow.
A dear extravagant rogue. Oh, good day. Come, Moses. Let me hear now who calls him profligate.
As Sir Peter said, you have seen Mr. Charles in his high glory. 'Tis great pity he's so extravagant.
True, but he would not sell my picture.
And loves wine and women so much.
Ah, but he would not sell my picture.
And gaming so deep.
But he would not sell my picture.
Moses, a word if you please. It's about that annuity.
Well, Moses got acquainted with so honest a fellow. Careless, say I'll join the company in a few moments.
Yeah, I will. Hey, but don't go thinking of spending any of that money on musty old debts or any such nonsense. But tradesmen, Charles, are the most exorbitant fellas.
And paying them is only encouraging them. So, this was an odd old fellow indeed. Let me see now, 2/3 of this is mine by right. 530 odd pounds. For heaven. I find one's ancestors are more valuable relations than I took it for. Ladies and gentlemen, your most humble and ever grateful servant. Ah!
You can have such spirits under so many distresses.
Well, there is my point. My distresses are so many. I cannot afford to part with my spirits. But I suppose you are surprised I'm not more sorrowful at parting with so many near relations. true, 'tis very affecting, but you see, they never move a muscle, so why should I?
There's no making you serious a moment.
I am so now. Hear my honest, really. Take £100 of this immediately to old Stanley.
£100?
Poor Stanley's wants are pressing, and if you don't make haste, we shall have somebody call that has a better right to the money.
Aye, there's my point. I will never cease dunning you with the old proverb, be just before you are
generous.
generous.
Crowley, by heaven, what I have, I'll give. For damn economy, and now, for hazard. Careless the dice.
Well, Sir Oliver, you have made quite a purchase.
Yes, our young Brick has parted with his family like old tapestry.
And here has he commissioned me to deliver part of the purchase money to old Stanley. And I passed a hosier and 2 tailors in the hall, who I'm sure won't be paid. 100 would satisfy them.
Well, I'll settle his debts. But then now you must introduce me to the elder brother as old Stanley.
Oh, not yet a while. Sir Peter, I know, means to call there about this time, and I must speak with Master Tripp.
Now there's a fellow for you. Would you believe it? That puppy intercepted the Jew on our coming and wanted to borrow money before he got to his master.
Indeed.
Yes, now they're starting up an annuity business. Oh, Mistress Rowley. In my day, servants were content with the follies of their masters when they were a little threadbare. Now they have their vices like their birthday clothes, with the gloss on. Oh, look out!
Mr. Joseph Surfaces! Bookroom!
No letter from Lady Teazle?
No, sir.
I'm surprised she is not sent if she is prevented from coming. Sir Peter certainly does not suspect me. Yet I wish I may not lose the heiress through the scrape I have got myself into with the wife. However, Charles's imprudence and bad character are great points in my favor.
Oh, sir, I believe that must be Lady Teazle. Oh, yes.
I have a difficult hand to play in this affair. Lady Teazle has lately suspected my views on Maria, but she must by no means be let into that secret. At least, until I have her more in my power.
What? Sentiment in soliloquy now? Have you been very impatient? Oh, love, don't pretend to look grave. I vow I couldn't come before.
Ah, madam, punctuality is a species of constancy, a very unfashionable quality in a lady.
Oh, upon my word, you ought to pity me. Do you know Sir Peter has grown so ill-natured to me of late? And so jealous of Charles, too.
Glad my scandalous friends keep that up.
I am sure I wish you would let Maria marry him, and then perhaps he would be convinced. Don't you, Mr. Surface?
Indeed, I do not. Oh, certainly I do. For then my dear Lady Teazle would also be convinced how wrong her suspicions are of my having any designs on the silly girl.
Well, well, I'm inclined to believe you. Oh, but isn't it provoking to have the most ill-natured things said of one? My friend Lady Sneerwell has circulated I don't know how many scandalous tales of me. And all without foundation, too. That's what vexes me.
Aye, madam, that is the provoking circumstance. Without foundation. For when a scandalous story is believed against one, there is certainly no comfort, like the consciousness of having deserved it.
No, to be sure. Then I'd forgive their malice, but to attack me, who am really so innocent, and never say an ill-natured thing of anybody. That is of any friend, and then Sir Peter too. To have him so suspicious, indeed, is monstrous.
My dear Lady Teazle, 'tis your own fault if you suffer it. For when a husband entertains a groundless suspicion of his wife and withdraws his confidence from her, the original compact is broken, and she owes it to the honor of her sex to outwit him.
Indeed. So that if he suspects me without cause, it follows the best way of curing his jealousy is to give him reason for it.
Undoubtedly.
you say is very reasonable. And when the consciousness of my innocence...
Ah, madam, there is the great mistake. 'Tis this very conscious innocence which is the greatest prejudice to you. What makes you thoughtless in your conduct and apt to run into 1,000 little imprudences? Why, the consciousness of your innocence. What makes you impatient at Sir Peter's temper and outrageous at his suspicions? Why, the consciousness of your innocence.
'Tis very true.
Now, my dear Lady Teazle, if you would but once commit a trifling faux pas, you cannot conceive how cautious you would grow, and how ready you would become to humour and agree with your husband.
Do you think so?
I am sure on't. And then you would find all scandal would cease at once.
So that I perceive your prescription is that I must sin in my own defence and part with my virtue to secure my reputation.
Exactly so, upon my credit, ma'am.
Certainly this is the oddest doctrine, and the newest receipt of avoiding calumny.
An infallible one, take my word for it. For prudence, like experience, must be paid for.
Why, if my understanding were once convinced...
Ah, madam, your understanding should be convinced. Yes, yes. Heaven forbid I should persuade you to do anything you thought was wrong. No, no. I have too much honor to desire it.
Don't you think we may as well leave honor out of the question?
Stiff blockhead, what do you want?
I beg your pardon, sir, but I did not think you would choose Sir Peter to come up with that announcement.
Sir Peter owns the devil.
Sir Peter? Oh, then I'm ruined! I'm ruined! Sir, it wasn't I that let him in! Oh, I'm quite undone! What'll become of me? I'll get behind here, and if ever I'm so improved again...
Give me that book.
Aye, ever improving himself. Mr. Surface.
My dear Sir Peter, I was just dozing over a stupid book. Books, you know, are the only thing in which I am accustomed.
And you can make even your screen a source of knowledge, hung, I perceive, with a map.
Oh. Yes, I find great use in that screen.
Yes, I dare say you must certainly when you want to find anything in a hurry.
Aye, not to hide anything in a hurry either.
Well, I have a little private business.
You need not stay.
No, sir.
Blockhead!
Good shot, sir!
Well, now we are alone. My dear friend, Lady Teazle's conduct of late made me extremely unhappy.
Indeed, I'm very sorry to hear it.
It is too plain she has not the least regard for me. But what is worse, I have pretty good authority to suppose she has formed an attachment to another.
Indeed, you astonish me.
Aye, and between ourselves, I think I've discovered the person.
How? You alarm me exceedingly.
I knew you would sympathize with me.
Believe me, Sir Peter, such a discovery would hurt me just as much as it would you.
It is a happiness to have a friend we can trust even with one's family secrets. But, you have no guess who I mean?
I haven't the most distant idea.
What say you to, Charles?
My brother? Impossible!
Ah, my dear friend, the goodness of your own heart misleads you. But you judge of others by yourself.
Certainly, Sir Peter, the heart that is conscious of its own integrity. is ever slow to credit another's treachery.
True. But your brother has no sentiment. You never hear him talk so.
And yet I cannot but think Lady Teazle has too much principle.
Aye. Well, what is principle against the flattery of a lively, handsome young fellow?
That's very true.
And there is, you know. The difference of our ages makes it very improbable that she should ever have any very great affection for me. And if she were to be frail, and I were to make it public, why, the town would only laugh at me. The foolish old bachelor who had married a girl.
That's true, to be sure, they would laugh. And yet, for my part, until you can give me positive proofs, I cannot but doubt it. However, if it should be proved against him, he is no longer a brother of mine. For the man that can break the laws of hospitality and tempt the wife of a friend deserves to be branded as the pest of society.
What a difference there is between you. What noble sentiments.
And yet, I cannot respect Lady Teazle's honor.
I am sure I wish to think well of her. And to remove all ground of quarrel between us. She has of late more than once reproached me for having made no settlement on her. So, I have resolved she shall have her own way, and be her own mistress. And if I were to die, she will find I have not been inattentive to her interest while living. Here, my dear friend, are the drafts of 2 deeds. By the one, she shall enjoy 800 a year, independent while I live, and by the other, the bulk of my fortune at my death.
This conduct, Sir Peter, is indeed truly generous. I hope it may not corrupt my pupil.
Yes, I am determined she shall have no cause to complain, though I would not have her acquainted with the latter instance of my affection yet a while, eh?
Nor I, if I could help it.
But now, my dear friend, if you please, we must talk over the situation of your affairs with Maria.
Oh, no, Sir Peter, another time, if you please.
No, I am sensibly chagrined at the little progress you seem to make in her affections.
I beg you will not mention it. What am I disappointment when your own happiness is in debate? Sdeath, I shall be ruined every way.
I know you're so averse to my acquainting Lady Teazle with your passion for Maria. I am sure she's not your enemy in the affair.
Really, Sir Peter, I am too much affected by the subject we have been discussing to bestow a thought upon my own concerns.
Your brother, sir, is below, talking to a gentleman in the street, and he says he knows you are within.
Sdeath, Rocket, I am not within. I'm out for the day.
No, stay, hold. The thought strikes me. You shall be at home.
Well, show him up.
Now, my dear friend, before Charles comes, let me conceal myself somewhere. Well, then do you tax him on the point we've been talking, and his answer may satisfy me at once.
Oh, fie, Sir Peter. Would you have me join in so mean a trick?
You say you are sure he is innocent. If so, you do him the greatest service by giving him an opportunity to clear himself. Here, behind this screen.
Oh, no.
Hey, what the devil? There appears to be one listener there already. I'll swear I saw a petticoat.
Well, this is ridiculous enough. I'll tell you, Sir Peter, it is a little French milliner. She's a silly rogue that plagues me, but having some character to lose on your coming, she hid behind the screen.
You rogue! Hey, but again, she's overheard all I've been saying of my wife.
Oh, it will go no further, you may depend on.
Well, then, if Faith let her hear it out, here's a closet will do as well.
I'll go in then.
Oh, yes. Yes, sly rogue! Hey, what?
no escape indeed. And a curious situation I'm in. To part man and wife in this manner.
Couldn't I steal on?
Keep close, my angel.
Joseph, tax him home.
Back, my good friend.
Couldn't you lock Sir Peter in?
He spilled my life.
You sure the milliner won't fly?
In, good Sir Peter. God, I wish I had a key to that door.
What's been the matter? What? Have you had a wench with you?
No, brother, I assure you.
What's made Sir Peter steal off? I thought he'd been with you.
He was, brother, but hearing you were coming, he did not choose to stay.
What? Was the old gentleman afraid I wanted to borrow money of him?
No, brother. I'm sorry to find, Charles, that you have lately given that worthy man grounds for great uneasiness.
Yes, they tell me I do that to a great many worthy men. But how so, pray?
To be plain with you, brother, he thinks you are endeavouring to gain Lady Teazle's affections from him.
Who, I? Oh, lad, not I. Oh, so the old gentleman has found out he's got a young wife, has he? Or what is worse, Lady Teazle's found out she's got an old husband.
This is no subject to jest on, brother.
I once thought the lady seemed to have taken a fancy to me, but I never gave her the least encouragement. Besides, you know my attachment to Maria.
Yet, Charles, even if Lady Teazle had betrayed the fondest partiality to you,
Look, Joseph, I hope I shall never deliberately do a dishonourable act. But if a pretty woman were purposely to throw herself in my way, eh? And that pretty woman married to a man old enough to be her father, eh?
well,
Well, I believe I should be obliged to borrow a little of your morality, brother. But do you know, you surprised me exceedingly by naming we with Lady Teazle, for I always understood that you were her favourite.
oh, for shame, Charles, the retort is foolish.
Yeah, I swear, I have seen you exchange such significant glances.
Nay, prithee, brother, this is no jest.
Yeah, I'm serious. Don't you remember one day I called here?
This
finally
is
together,
stupid.
there she was.
Brother,
there you
brother,
were.
a word with you, Gad, I must stop him. Hush! Sir Peter has overheard all we've been saying. I knew you would clear yourself, or I never would have consented.
Sir Peter? Where is he?
Softly. He's there. For heaven.
I'll have him out.
No.
Sir Peter! Oh, my old guardian, an inquisitor.
Ah, Charles, give me a hand. I believe I have suspected you wrongfully. I promise you, I don't think near so ill of you as I did. What I've heard has given me great satisfaction.
Oh, well then. It was lucky you didn't hear any more. Wasn't it, Joseph?
Yes, you would have retorted on him.
Aye, that was a joke.
Oh, yes, I know his honour too well.
You might as well have suspected him as me in this matter, though. I think Joseph.
Well, I believe you.
Would they were both well out of the room.
And I hope in future we may not be such strangers.
Gentlemen, beg pardon. Here is a person come on particular business. If you would...
You can see him in another room. Sir Peter and I have not met a long time, but I've something to say to him.
They must not be left here together. I'll send this man away and return directly. Sir Peter, not a word of the French milliner.
I? Not for the world. Ah, Charles, you associated more with your brother. There is nothing in the world so noble as a man of sentiment.
He's too moral by half. And so apprehensive of his good name, he would as soon let a girl in the house as a priest.
Oh, no. Joseph is no rake. But he's no such saint either in that respect. I've a good mind to tell him. We can have a good laugh at Joseph.
He's a young anchorite, a very perfect.
He can't. I will tell him. Harky. Have you a mind to have a good laugh at Joseph?
I should like it of all things.
You think that we will? He had a girl with him when I called.
Joseph, you jest.
Yes, a little French milliner. And the best of the jest is, she's in the room now.
Devil she is.
No.
Behind the screen.
Sly,
Let's
Let's unveil her.
Oh, no.
Oh, little Peter, little Miller.
No, just a minute.
I'll get out behind you.
No, let me see ya.
Lady Teasel. By all that's wonderful.
Lady Teasel. By all that's damnable.
Peter, this is one of the smartest French milliners I ever saw.
Gad, you seem all to have been diverting yourselves here at hide and seek, and I don't see who is out of the secret. Shall I beg your ladyship to inform me?
Not a word.
Brother, will you be pleased to explain the mystery? Is morality dumb too? Sir Peter, how I found you in the dark. Perhaps you are not so now. All mute. Oh well, though I can make nothing of the affair, I suppose you all perfectly understand one another, so I'll leave you to yourselves. Oh, brother, I'm sorry to find that you have given this worthy man cause for so much uneasiness. Sir Peter, there is nothing in the world so noble as a man of sentiment.
Sir Peter, Lady Teasel, knowing of my pretensions to your ward, Maria, I say, sir, Lady Teasel, being apprehensive of the jealousy of your temper, and knowing of my friendship to the family, she, sir, I say she called here in order that in order that I might explain these pretensions, but on your coming and being apprehensive, as I said, of the jealousy of your temper, she withdrew. Is the whole truth.
A very clear account from my word. And I dare swear the lady will vouch for every article of it.
For not one word of it, Sir Peter.
How? Don't you think it worthwhile to agree in the lie?
There is not one syllable of truth in what that gentleman has told you.
But, madam, will you betray me?
God, Mr. Hypocrite, I'll speak for myself.
Sir Peter, the tenderness which you expressed to me, I came hither on no matter relating to your ward, and even ignorant of this gentleman's pretensions to her, but I came seduced by his insidious arguments, at least to listen to his pretended passion, if not to sacrifice your honor to his baseness.
Now I believe the truth is coming indeed.
The woman's mad!
Lord, so she has recovered her senses.
Sir Peter, the tenderness which you expressed to me when I'm sure you could not think I was witness to it, has penetrated so to my heart. That had I left the place without the shame of this discovery, my future life should have spoken the sincerity of my gratitude.
So, sir, I leave you to your conscience.
Stanley? Shaw, blockhead! To suppose I'm in a temper to receive visits from poor relations.
Why, sir, 'twas not my fault that Sir Peter found my Lady Teazle behind the...
Go! Fool! Sure. Fortune never played a man of my policy such a trick before. My character with Sir Peter, my hopes with Maria, destroyed in a moment. I shan't be able to bestow even a benevolent sentiment on Stanley. No, but here he comes. I must try and recover myself and put a little charity into my face, however.
What? Was he avoid us? That was he, was it not?
It was, but the sight of a poor relation may be too much for him.
And this is he, whom Sir Peter extols as a man of the most benevolent way of thinking, has a string of charitable sentiments at his fingers' end.
Or rather at his tongue's end. For I believe there is no sentiment he has such faith in as that charity begins at home.
His, I suppose, is of that domestic sort that never stirs abroad at all.
But here he comes. You know immediately you leave him, I've employed Master Tripp to come in and announce your arrival in your real character.
True, and you'll meet me afterwards at Sir Peter's?
Without losing a moment.
Sir, I beg you 10,000 pardons for keeping you a moment waiting. Mr. Stanley, I presume. Sir, will you do me the honor to sit down? I entreat you, sir.
Yes, there's no occasion. Too civil by half.
I have not the pleasure of knowing you, Mr. Stanley, but you are nearly related to my mother, I think.
I was, sir. So nearly that my present poverty may, I fear, do discredit to her wealthy children.
My dear sir, there needs no apology. For he that is in distress, although a stranger, has a right to claim kindred with the wealthy. Would that I was of that class, and had it in my power to offer you even a small relief.
If your uncle, Sir Oliver, were here, I should have a friend.
I wish he was, sir, with all my heart.
But I imagined his bounty would enable you to become the agent of his charity.
My dear sir, you are strangely misinformed. Sir Oliver is a worthy man, but what he has done for me has been a mere nothing, though people I know have thought otherwise, and for my part I never chose to contradict the report.
Well, has he never transmitted you bullion, rupees, pagodas?
No, well, a few presents now and then, china, shawls, Congo tea.
Here's gratitude for £12,000.
Then, my dear sir, you have heard, I doubt not, of the extravagance of my brother. Few would credit what I have done for that unfortunate young man.
Not I, for one.
The sums I have lent him, indeed, I have been exceedingly to blame. And now I feel it doubly culpable, for it has deprived me of the pleasure of serving you, Mr. Stanley.
Dissembler. Then, sir, you can't assist me?
At present, it grieves me to say, I cannot.
Well, I'm extremely sorry.
No more than I, believe me. For, to pity, without the power to relieve, is more painful than to ask and be denied.
Kind sir, your most obedient, humble servant.
You leave me deeply affected, Mr. Stanley.
Oh, dear sir, no sentiment.
Sir, your most obedient.
Sir, your most obsequious.
You may depend upon hearing from me whenever I can be of service.
Sweet sir, you are too
the meantime, I wish you health and spirits.
Your ever grateful and perpetual humble self.
Sir, yours as sincerely.
Charles, you are my heir.
This is the one bad thing about a good character. It invites applications from the unfortunate. And it takes no small degree of address to gain the reputation of benevolence without incurring the expense. For the silver ore of pure charity is an expensive article in the catalogue of a man's good qualities, whereas the sentimental French plate I use instead of it makes just as good a show, but pays no tax.
Mr. Surface, my business demands immediate attention, as this letter from Mistress Rowley will testify.
Sir Oliver Surface? My uncle arrived.
I must be gone to inform your brother and appoint him here to meet with your uncle. He'll be with you in about a quarter of an hour.
I am strangely overjoyed at his coming. Never was anything so damned unlucky. Certainly, him coming at this time is the cruelest piece of ill fortune.
Oh, my dear, have you heard? What's happened? Would you believe it? Beatrice, Lady Teasel! Dear heart, how provoking. I am not mistress of half the circumstances. We shall have the whole affair in the newspapers with the names of the parties at length before I have dropped the story to a dozen houses. Oh, Sir Benjamin! You have heard, I suppose.
Oh, Lady Teasel and Mr. Surface.
And Sir Peter's discovery.
Oh, he was so extravagantly partial to Mr. Joseph.
Mr. Joseph! No, indeed, 'twas with Charles. Lady Teasel was detected.
No. Actually, Mr. Joseph Surface is the gallant.
No, indeed, Charles is the man. 'Twas Mr. Joseph brought Sir Peter on purpose to discover them.
I tell you, I had it from one.
And I have it from one.
Who had it from one, who had it from...
From one immediately. Oh, but here comes Lady Sneerwell. Perhaps she knows the whole affair.
Well, Mrs. Candor, this is a sad affair of our friend, Lady Teasel.
My dear friend, who would have thought?
Oh, indeed, she was always too lively for me.
To be sure, her manners were a little too free. But have you heard the particulars?
No, but everybody says that Mr. Joseph...
No, then I told you Mr. Joseph was the man.
No, indeed, the assignation was with Charles. Charles!
You alarm me, Mrs. Candor.
He was the lover. Mr. Joseph, to do him justice, was only the informer.
Well, I'll not dispute with you, Mrs. Cannon. But I hope that when I tell you Sir Peter's wound...
Sir Peter's wounds? Mercy on me, I didn't hear a word of their fighting.
Nor I, a syllable.
No mention of the duel.
No, not a word.
Oh, yes, they fought before they left the wood.
Pray tell us.
I do oblige us with the duel.
Sir, says Sir Peter, immediately after the discovery, you are a most ungrateful fellow.
I to Charles.
No, to Mr. Surface. A most ungrateful fellow. And old as I am, sir, I desire immediate satisfaction.
Aye, that must have been to Charles, for it is most unlikely Mr. Joseph should fight in his own house.
Giving me immediate satisfaction. Upon this mark, Lady Teasel, seeing Sir Peter in such danger, ran out of the room in strong hysterics, and Charles after her. Then they began to fight with swords.
With pistols, nephew, pistols! I have it on undoubted authority!
Mr. Crabtree, then it is all true.
Too true indeed, ma'am, and Sir Peter is dangerously wounded.
Thrust in second, quite through his left side.
By a bullet lodged in the thorax.
Oh, mercy on me, poor Sir Peter.
True, madam, but Charles would have avoided the matter if he could.
I knew Charles was the person.
A pair of dueling pistols lay on the bureau. Sir Peter forced Charles to take one, and they shot, so it seems, pretty nearly together. Charles's shot took effect, as I said, and Sir Peter's missed. But what is very extraordinary, the ball hit a little bronze Shakespeare that stood over the fireplace, grazed out of the window at a right angle, and wounded the postman. Coming to the wall, the letter from Northamptonshire.
Yes, well, my uncle's account is more circumstantial, I confess. But I believe mine to be the true one for all that.
I am more interested in this than they can imagine and must have better information.
Lady Snailwell's alarm is very easily accounted for.
I'll go and inquire further on this matter.
Where is Sir Peter at present?
They brought him home and he's currently in the Heights.
The heist?
Yes, he's in the Heights.
What pray is a heist?
Well, we're in the Heights.
The thing with the wolf. Yes, the wolf. Yes, the thing that covers the heist.
Ah, yes, the wolf over the Heights. Yes, I see.
And Sir Peter, under this roof, in this heist, and Sir Peter being attended on by Lady Teazle, I suppose.
Yes, and a member of the faculty entered just before me.
Who comes here?
Ah, this is he, the physician you may depend on. Doctor, how's your patient?
Now, Doctor, isn't it a wound with a small sore?
A bullet lodged in the thorax for 100.
Doctor? Wound with a small sword, a bullet lodged in the thorax? Who's he, a man, good people?
Perhaps, sir, you are not a doctor.
Truly, I have to thank you for my degree, if I am.
Just a friend of Sir Peter's, then, I presume. But you must have heard of the accident.
Not a word.
Of Sir Peter being dangerously wounded.
The devil he is.
Run through the body.
Shot in the breast.
By one Mr. Surface.
Aye, the younger.
What the plague? You seem to differ strangely in your accounts. However, you are both agreed that Sir Peter is dangerously wounded.
Oh, yes, we agree there.
And upon my word, he, for a person in that situation, is the most imprudent man alive. But here he comes, walking as if nothing at all is the matter.
This is the most sudden recovery.
Why, man, what do you out of bed with a small sword through your body and a bullet lodged in your thorax?
Small sword and a bullet?
Aye, these gentlemen would have killed you without law or physic and wanted to dump me, a doctor, to make me an accomplice.
Aye, what is all this?
We rejoice, Sir Peter, that the story of the duel is not true, and are sincerely sorry for your other misfortune.
Oh, all over the town already.
Sir Peter, you must not mind the laughing and the jests you will meet with on the occasion.
Sir, I desire to be master of my own house.
It is no uncommon case, that's one comfort.
I insist on being left to myself without ceremony. I insist on your leaving my house directly.
Well, we are going, and depend on it, we'll make the best report of it we can.
Leave my house.
Can tell how hardly you've been treated.
Leave my house.
And how patiently you bear it.
Thieves! Vipers! Furies!
What away, running.
And with that venom will choke them.
They are very provoking indeed, Sir Peter.
I heard high words. What has ruffled you, sir?
What signifies asking to ever pass a day without the vexations?
Well, I have seen both my nephews in the manner we propose.
Yeah, precious couple there.
Yes, and I find that Joseph is indeed the man after all.
Aye, as Sir Peter says, he is a man of sentiment.
And acts up to the sentiments he professes.
It certainly is edification to hear him talk.
Oh, he's a model for the young men of the age. But how's it, Sir Peter? You don't join in your friend Joseph's praise as I expected.
Plague on you both! I see by your sneering you've heard the whole affair. It's go mad among you.
Oh, then to fret you no longer, Sir Peter. We are indeed acquainted with it all.
What, of the closet? And the screen?
Yes, and the little French villain. Oh, I've been vastly diverted with the story.
It was very pleasant.
Oh, I never laughed so much in my life, I assure you.
Yes, vastly diverting.
Oh, to be sure, Joseph and his sentiments.
Oh, yes, Joseph and his sentiments.
And that rogue Charles to pull Sir Peter out of the closet. Oh, why should I just see your face when the screen was thrown down?
Oh, yeah, my face when the screen was... I must never show my head again.
But come. It isn't fair to laugh at you neither, me old friend. Put my soul, I can't help it.
Ah, pray don't restrain your mirth on my account. It does not hurt me at all. I laugh at the whole affair myself. Oh, yes, and then of a morning to read the reports about Mr. S and Lady T and Sir P. Will be so entertaining.
Sir Peter. Oh, but I see Lady Teasel, and I'm sure you desire a reconciliation as earnestly as she does.
Perhaps my being here prevents her from coming to you. But Mistress Rowley shall bring you all to Mr. Services presently, where I'm now returning, if not to reclaim a liberty, at least to expose hypocrisy.
Yes, I shall be present at your discovering yourself there with all my heart. This is a vile unlucky place for discoveries.
We'll follow.
She is not coming here, you see.
No, but you perceive she is in tears.
Certainly a little mortification appears very becoming in a wife. Don't you think it'll do her good to let her pine a little?
This is ungenerous in you.
Well, I know not what to think. Remember that letter of hers I found evidently intended for Charles?
A mere forgery, Sir Peter, dropped in your way on purpose. This Mr. Snake shall give you conviction of.
I wish I were once convinced of that. She looks this way. It's a remarkably elegant turn of the head she has. I'll go to her. And then when people learn we've been reconciled, they will laugh at me 10 times more.
Let them laugh and retort their malice merely by showing them you are happy in spite of it.
Faith, so I will. And if I'm not mistaken, we may yet be the happiest couple in the country.
Compassion furnish a remedy.
No, nor cunning neither. Oh, I was a fool, an idiot to league with such a blunderer.
Yet, Lady Sneerwell, I am the greatest sufferer, yet I bear the accident with calmness.
Because the disappointment does not touch your heart. Your interest only attached you to Maria. Had you felt for her what I have felt for that ungrateful libertine, neither your temper nor your hypocrisy could have prevented the showing of the sharpness of your vexation.
But why do your reproaches fall on me for this disappointment?
Are not you the cause of it? Had you not failed enough for your roguery, imposing upon Sir Peter, supplanting your brother, yet you must endeavour to seduce his wife? Oh, I hate such an avarice of crime. 'Tis an unfair monopoly and never prospers.
I confess, I deviated from the direct road of wrong. But I don't think we're so totally defeated, neither.
No?
You say you have made a trial of Mr. Snake since we met, and that he has undertaken, should it be necessary, to swear and prove that Charles is contracted by vows and honour to your ladyship.
Indeed.
Come, 'tis not too late yet. But hark, this is probably my uncle there, Sir Oliver. Withdraw in here. We'll consult further when he is gone.
I suppose he should find you out as well.
I have no fear of that. Sir Peter will hold his tongue for his own credit's sake, and you may depend on it. I'll soon find Sir Oliver's weak side.
I have no diffidence of your abilities. Only be constant to one roguery at a time.
I will.
Oh,
It is confounded hard with such bad fortune to be baited by one's confederate in evil. In all events, my character is so much better than that of Charles's that... Hey, what? This is not old Sir Oliver, but old Stanley again. Forgad, Mr. Stanley, why do you come back to plague me at this time?
Sir, I hear your uncle Sir Oliver is expected here.
Sir, it is impossible for you to stay now, so I must beg you.
No, Sir Oliver and I must be acquainted.
Soon, sir. Then I insist on you quitting the room directly.
Nay, sir.
I insist on here. This is such insolence!
What's the matter now? Don't hurt my little broker. Don't hurt little premium.
Oh, so he's been with you too, has he?
To be sure he has. Oh, Joseph, you've not been borrowing money too, have you?
Brother, you know we expect Sir Oliver here, don't we?
True, nor must find the little broker here, to be sure.
Yet Mr. Stanley insisted.
His name's Premium.
No, Sir Stanley.
No, Premium.
Well, no matter which, but...
No, Premium Stanley, 'tis the same thing.
Get here, Sir Oliver, at the door. No, I must beg you, Mr. Stanley.
I must beg you, Mr. Premium.
Gentlemen,
By heavens, you shall go.
Out with it, certainly.
this violence is your own fault. Wait, put the ring down.
What in the name of wonder? Your dutiful nephews assault their uncle at a first visit.
Indeed, Sir Oliver. It's where we came in to rescue you.
Truly it was, Sir Oliver. I perceived the character of old Stanley was no protection for you.
No, nor of little Premium, neither. The necessities of the former could not extort 1 shilling from that benevolent gentleman. Now, egad, I stand a chance of faring worse than my ancestors and being knocked down without being bid for.
Charles, Joseph, it is now complete. Very.
Sir Peter, look on that elder nephew of mine and judge my disappointment at discovering him to be destitute in faith, charity, and gratitude.
Sir Oliver, I should be more surprised at this declaration if I had not myself found him to be mean, treacherous, and hypocritical.
And if the gentleman pleads not guilty to these, pray let him call me to his character.
And then I think we need add no more. For if he knows himself, he will consider it the most perfect punishment that he is known to the world.
If they speak this way to honesty, what will they say to me by and by?
As for that prodigal his brother there,
Oh, now comes my turn. Damn family portraits will ruin me.
Sir Oliver. Uncle. Will you do me the honor of a hearing?
Now, if Joseph would make one of his long speeches, I might recollect myself a little.
I suppose you might undertake to justify yourself entirely.
I trust I could.
well, sir, you could justify yourself too, I suppose.
Not that I know of, Sir Oliver.
Ah, little Premium has been let too much into the secret, I suppose.
Oh, they were family secrets and should not be mentioned again, you know.
Now, Sir Oliver, I know you cannot speak of Charles' follies with anger.
Oh, it's hard, no more I can. Sir Peter, do you know the rogue bargained with me for all his ancestors?
It is true, Sir Oliver. My ancestors may rise up in judgment against me, 'tis quite certain. But believe me, most sincere when I say now, I feel the warmest satisfaction at seeing you, my liberal benefactor.
Charles, I believe you. Come, give me a hand again. The ill-looking little fellow that you refused to sell has made your peace.
Then my gratitude to the original is still increased.
Yet I believe, Sir Oliver, here is one whom Charles is still more anxious to be reconciled to.
Oh, I know of his affection there, and with the young lady's pardon, if I construe right. Oh, that blush.
Come, child, speak your sentiments.
Sir, I have little to say, but that I shall rejoice to hear that he is happy. For my part, whatever claim I had to his affections, I willingly resign to one who has a better title.
Hey, what's the mystery now? While he appeared an incorrigible rake, he would give your hand to no one else. And now he seems likely to reform. I warrant you won't have him.
His own heart, and Lady Sneerwell know the cause.
Lady Sneerwell?
Brother, it is with great concern that I am obliged to speak on this matter, but my regard for justice compels me. And Lady Sneerwell's injuries can no longer be concealed.
So, another French milliner. He has one in every room in the house, I suppose.
Ungrateful Charles! say you look surprised and feel for the indelicate situation your perfidy has forced me into.
Uncle, is this another plot of yours? As I have life but don't understand it. I believe, brother, there is but the evidence of one person more necessary to make everything extremely clear.
And that person, I imagine, is Mr. Snake. Mistress Rowley, you were perfectly right to confront him.
Well, I thought his testimony might be needed, and have it here, written in his own hand. But as it happens, unluckily, he comes to confront Lady Sneerwell, not to support her.
Villain! Treacherous to me at the last. Has he betrayed me too?
I beg your ladyship 10,000 pardons. You paid me very liberally for the lie in question, but unluckily I have been offered double, to speak the truth.
Plot and counterplot, egad.
The torments of shame and disappointment on you all.
Hold, Lady Sneerwell. Before you go, let me thank you for the trouble you and Mr. Snake have taken in writing letters from me to Charles and answering them yourself. And let me also request you to pay my respects to the Scandalous College, of which you are president, and inform them that Lady Teazle, licentiate, begs leave to return the diploma they gave her, as she leaves off practice and kills characters no longer.
You too, madam. Provoking. Insolent. May your husband live these 50 years.
Fools! What a fury!
A malicious creature indeed.
Eh? Not for her last wish.
Oh no.
Well, sir, what have you to say now?
Sir, I am so confounded to find that Lady Sneerwell is guilty of suborning Mr. Snake in this manner to impose on us all. I don't know what to say. However, lest her revengeful spirit should prompt her to injure my brother, I had better follow her directly.
I marry her too if you can, Joseph. Egad, oil and vinegar should go very well together.
Sir Oliver, there needs no persuasion now to reconcile your nephew and Maria.
Hi, and that's as it should be. And egad, we'll have the wedding tomorrow morning.
Oh, thank you, dear uncle.
Hey, watch your rogue! Don't you ask the girl's consent first?
Ah, Sir Peter, I've done that a long time ago, a minute ago. And she has looked, yes?
For shame, Charles. I protest, Sir Peter, there has not been one word.
Well then, the fewer the better. And may your loves each other never know when.
Yes, and may you live as happily together as Lady Teazle and I intend to do.
Mrs. Rowley, I suspect that I owe you much.
Indeed you do, Charles.
Honest Rowley always said that you would reform.
Aye. As to reforming, Sir Peter, I'll make no promises. That I take to be a proof that I intend to set about it. And you can each anxious fear remove. For even scandal dies if you approve.
I, who was late so volatile and gay,
Like a trade wind must now blow all one way.
bend all her cares, her studies, and her vows.
To
one dull, rusty weathercock, her spouse. So wills our virtuous bard, the motley bays.
Of crying epilogues and laughing plays.
Old bachelors who marry smart young wives.
Learn from our play to regulate your lives.
Stop mine ears against the mermaid's song.
Oh,